It's Talking with Tasha, Talking with Tasha. It's episode 74 of Talking with Tasha, the Christmas Eve special. Yeah. Okay. It is a special edition of Talking with Tasha because I am joined by French fan Patrick. He is back once again. We discuss all things Christmas, France versus America. It's a hoot and a half, let me tell you. Some things are similar, some things are different. Obviously, even here in America, family by family, things can be different. But we're talking food, we're talking music, we're talking movies, we're talking stockings and coal and ugly sweaters, all the Christmas type things. So I hope you enjoy this special Christmas Eve episode of Talking with Tasha, because here at Talking with Tasha, we're an international podcast. We're doing big things here. And I hope you have a great Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus, Christmaka, whatever you choose to celebrate. I hope it's great. And as NSYNC would say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I probably should have, even though I'm on Duolingo trying to learn French, I don't know. How do you say Merry Christmas? Like joy something?
We should start by the basics. Joyeux Noël.
That's it. Okay, so French fan Patrick, I invited him back to Talking with Tasha. We like talking about our cultural differences, America, Europe, France, all the things. So with Christmas, there's a lot of traditions that Americans do that you probably don't, or maybe you think are weird, or we'll see what is the same and what is different.
Yeah, we will compare.
So first off, we have Thanksgiving, which is kind of like once Thanksgiving is over, that's the official jump into Christmas. You guys don't have Thanksgiving the way
No,
we
we
do.
don't know
So,
what it means. We don't know what it is. We have no idea. All we know that our American colleagues are off and that we shouldn't play with that because it's very important for you.
yeah, well, depends who you ask. Do you want me to explain Thanksgiving to you, or at
Yeah,
least what is taught to us? Okay.
yeah. Headlines.
So, it is allegedly about when the first settlers came to America, they were like dying of starvation and stuff. And the Native Americans helped them by teaching them how to make crops and stuff. And so
Okay.
they sat down and had a meal together as saying thanks. So the
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
okay.
But we also did not treat Native Americans very well. So it's kind of,
So it's becoming a controversial
yeah, I mean,
um
yeah, I mean, that's like what we're told in school. And I don't know. It is a lot of people. I try to just look at it as like it's just a reason for family and friends to get together. You don't have to necessarily believe the origin story, I guess,
yeah,
just to
yeah.
have a meal with friends and family, you know? But anyway, Thanksgiving is kind of the starting point for Christmas. Or, I mean, some people, November, the minute Halloween's over, they start decorating for Christmas. But
Yeah, this is when Mariah Carey defreezes.
right. So in France, like when do decorations start to go up? Like what do you do?
They're starting to, start decorating very early. I would say also beginning of November, but people don't start decorating as early. They would start like, at the apartments and then they would start like probably by the end of November, mid of November, end of November. But all the shops and all the shops and the malls, etc., they would probably start early November, even late October with the
Okay.
decorations.
So
But
pretty similar.
yeah, but for me, for example, I will decorate starting from mid-November, and sometimes considered as decorating my apartment early. Some people like do that end of November, but yeah, it's more or less starting from mid-November till the end of November.
And I see behind you, you have an elf on the shelf.
Okay, I have it. Oh, behind me, I have an elf on the shelf on my piano. It's not a shelf, please. Here, there's also something that is, like a cloth decorated with Christmas.
Oh,
French
okay.
flag, American flag, because the podcast of today.
I love how on theme you are. I love it.
And the wall, though you see the wall with green and red. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
and my shirts.
So, okay, for me, we're about the same age. Elf on the Shelf was not a thing when I was a kid.
Oh.
Was that something you grew up with, or was I feel like it's a more recent thing?
Yeah, it's a recent thing, but we still we yeah, I mean I know I do remember that did have shelves in my apartment growing up, but now I feel like that they are everywhere. Now it feels like it's much more common than before. But yeah, I did remember that I did have some in my apartment back in the
Mhm.
times.
And the whole thing, like, the parents okay, we're giving away some stuff here, but you're
Yeah.
supposed to, like, move them every night because 'cause they're supposed to, like, get in trouble or something? I don't
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
don't totally
exactly.
know.
Well, but we also have something that is very typical in terms of decorations in France. It's called the I don't know if you have that in the US. It's called the Advent calendars.
Yeah,
Do you have those?
they're started to be more of a thing, but because sometimes they're, like, chocolates or
Yeah,
perfumes or nail polishes or
yeah.
cheeses or
These are
wine.
like this is a huge thing in France, and since a very much long time, this is something that every single kid has to have starting from December 1st, and every day would be like either chocolate or even sometimes the calendars will like have a small gift inside every single day. So this is really a very typical thing in France that we have, and it's even I had it when I was growing up. So this is very traditional in France.
I didn't grow up with those. What we did is sometimes we'd just make, like, paper rings, and we'd take a ring off every day till Christmas. So, kind of like a countdown thing, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the same logic, but,
Yeah, yeah.
differently.
No present every day, just paper rings.
Now all the big companies, actually,
Do
do
it,
these
yeah.
advent calendars, like all the chocolate companies and all the
Yeah, yeah.
thing.
That's definitely
Obviously, it's becoming commercial. Every single tradition becomes commercial at some point.
right. And you guys, you still do Christmas trees and stuff, right? Like
Of course.
decorate a tree, presents under the tree?
You know what is the origin of a Christmas tree?
It's Germany, I believe, started in Germany. What?
Well, not too far.
Okay.
It's in a city, it's in an area called Alsace that was Germany, but now it's French. Actually, you're not completely wrong, but now it's in France. And it's the Alsace region, and the Christmas tree is from there. And if you go to the Alsace region, they are crazy with Christmas. It's like the Christmas trees are everywhere. And there's a city in France called Strasbourg, which is in the east of France. I don't know if you've been there when you went to your European tour.
I don't remember.
It's on the border. You don't remember. You did so many things in 7 days, you don't even remember where you were. Okay. So Alsace is, like Strasbourg is a city in the Alsace region, and it's really on the border between France and Germany now, and they have in the middle of their main square, every year, they put that huge Christmas tree that is coming from a forest not too far in the Alsace region. They select it every year and they put it in the middle of the square. And it's really huge, and every year they decorate it, and it's really beautiful. Like when you visit France and during Christmas, you have to go to the Alsace region, which is in the east of France, and they have that Christmas tree in the middle of the square. It's really nice. So yeah, it's originated from there, and obviously the tradition is still there. The Christmas tree is a very important part of the Christmas decoration. Now, some people have a real tree. Some people have an artificial one. It depends on whatever you want to do. If you want to keep it for
Where
the next
is
years.
where is Willenbach in
Vil-
Germany?
Willenbach in Germany. I don't know. I
Because
have
we
like
went it was like this walled in old city that we went to, and they had a bunch of Christmas stores, and
okay, maybe it's an important city that
or
actually
no,
no.
Rothenburg?
Rottenberg. Okay, so I've heard of it, but I've never been
Okay.
there, so it must be a
Because
city in Germany.
but I don't know, cause like, I just always thought it was Germany too because of the song "O Tannenbaum," which is like "O Christmas Tree," but it's in
Oh,
German.
okay. Well, I would like I told you, it was Germany at the
Yeah,
time, so
okay. We'll
but
both be right.
we both are right.
Is Christmas music a big deal in France? Like, you mentioned Mariah Carey. Are there certain or, like, White Christmas, that sort of stuff, like,
Yeah,
do you
but they are
have
translated. We have the same actually, it's pretty much the same songs translated in French, or I don't know if they originated in English and they were translated or they originated in another language. But we do have a lot of the same songs, some like Jingle Bells, we have Vive
Oh,
le
right,
Vent,
right.
which is the same rhythm but in French. Many other yeah, many other songs as well. Yeah, it is a thing, and Mariah Carey is a thing as well. She's international,
Oh, she's the queen. I mean, come on.
and I've been to her concert in Paris, the Christmas concert in Paris.
I think her Christmas show would be so good. Plus, she's just got so many other songs anyway. Like, it'd be so
Yeah.
good. But do you have specials like the Charlie Brown Christmas special or Frosty the Snowman or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Are those things you've heard of?
Of course, but actually, I've heard of them in English because I was, I watched uh, I watched the movies, but they're not as common. The Rudolph the Reindeer and so on. They're not as common here, but obviously we've heard of them because of they exist and because of the movies. But it's not like it's something like it's not a main thing
And then here in America, we have this thing called the Hallmark Channel where it is Christmas movies, cheesy Christmas movies for
the whole time.
like the whole year almost.
Oh, the whole year.
It seems like it, but we love a cheesy Christmas movie here. Is that a thing in France?
We have Le Père Noël est une ordure, which is a French movie, a classical French movie that talks about Christmas. So yeah, we kind of also have our Christmas movies in French, but we also like some of the English movies, like American movies. Like I would love a Home Alone movie, for example, in that period
Yeah.
of time. This is a movie that never gets old. Again, it depends on if you're aware of if you're, let's say, exposed to the American movies or not. We do have French ones, but sometimes also we do also watch the ones the American ones. So yeah.
Yeah. But do you have like they're
Channel?
not
No,
really.
we don't have a dedicated channel movie like, yeah, looping all the Christmas
Yeah,
movies all
yeah.
around the year. At least not that I know of.
Yeah. Well, like the
No.
made for TV ones where it's like they're not in theaters. It's just like even Netflix makes them now too, where it's just kind of bad movies, but we watch them anyway. And they're all just they're kind of the same storyline where like this woman that's living the busy city life, she goes back to her hometown that has a Christmas festival and she runs into an old high school flame and then he reminds her of the true meaning of Christmas and they get married and stay in their hometown forever.
Yeah, I see. Well, it's
Do you have that
well,
movie there?
we do have as you know, French people are a little bit dark uh, when it comes to their humor. So if I go back to the Le Père Noël est une ordure, which is a classical movie of the 80s, I believe, early 80s, it's a comedy, but it has a lot of black humor, and it's still a classical, and it can be like what you're describing, like the example of our own cheesy Christmas movie, but it's with our hint of dark humor, the hint of
Yeah.
the French dark humor that we have. So yeah, the rest I would probably think about the movie Joyeux Noël, which is also I think is the beginning of the 2000s. Again, it's a drama. It talks
Yeah.
about the First World War and how people were living the I'm sorry. This is French. We don't
No
like to
happy jingle
be
bells
happy.
here. We're going to war.
It reminds how people went through Christmas during the World War. Uh, L'Arbre de Noël.
We have some sad ones like that too, though. Like, we have a little bit of everything because we also have Krampus, which is
Uh-huh.
based on that's German, isn't it? Krampus, the Krampus story,
Yeah.
where like he eats bad kids or something.
Oh,
And then we
this is
also
worse.
have a
Getting
few years
worse.
ago, this movie came out called Violent Night, where like Santa is murdering people.
So you're following up. Great. You're catching up with us. You
Well,
have the Grinch also,
The Grinch. Yeah,
It's
okay.
not that happy if you think about it.
No, it's really not. I like all the memes that are like, why is the Grinch the villain? This entire town was mean to him his whole life. Like, can you like
Exactly. On top of everything, they made him the villain, It's like, please leave him alone.
Okay, food. What are like the go-to Christmas dishes in France?
And during Christmas Eve or in
Yeah,
general?
or like are there certain treats that you have like Christmas cookies and stuff or like do you do
Okay.
the ham and mashed
Cookies for sure.
potatoes
This
or
is
like
for
what?
sure. But the star of Christmas, the Christmas dinner in France is what we call the bûche de Noël. I don't know if it translates to something like a cake that
Yeah, it's like a
looks like
log, right? kind
It's
of.
a log. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is really I don't know if you have that as well there in the US.
I've seen them, but they're not as common, you know?
In France, it's the star. Like it's whenever you talk about a Christmas dessert, the first thing that you would wanna eat is the bûche de Noël or the log cake. Yeah, that's it. And you have like so many different kinds of cakes. You can have it with white chocolate, you can also you decorate the cake itself by putting trees on top of it, Santas, a lot of different deers, elves. You know, you could put everything that you want on top of that cake, and then you can also you will have the main branch of the cake, and you can also build ramifications of the cake so that it gets bigger and more nicer, beautiful. So it is I would like think about this at first when it comes to the dessert, but during Christmas Eve, I would say that a typical dish I think that it's something that is not allowed in the US, in California anymore. It's the foie gras. I don't know
Uh,
if it's still allowed in other states
snails?
in the US. Foie gras is how can we
No, that's
how can I t-
escargot.
no, foie
Frog
gras
gras.
is like a fat liver.
Oh, okay.
You when you stuff ducks with fat and then they grow up and then at some point they die and then you t- you take their liver and you eat the liver because it's nice because it's fat.
Yeah, you're right. Duck liver. It is, yeah, duck
Duck
liver.
liver, it's called, yeah, foie gras in English. You searched it?
Mhm.
Goose liver, yeah. So that is also a star in France. It's very important to have a foie gras on the table, but also a lot of people are now questioning the production of the foie gras because they think, and they might be right. They think that you know the poor ducks and gooses are not very well treated because actually they are in farms, and what they do is they just make them eat a lot, very much, so that they get fatter, and then at some point they kill them, and then they recover the liver, and then it's processed, and then it makes the foie gras. But it's actually a controversy, but it's a big problem in France because foie gras is very important in France, and it's also part of the classical traditional know-how of the food industry in France. It's like when you attack wine in France. Some people can be very offended when you attack wine. So same thing, some people can be extremely offended when you attack foie gras because it's also part of the tradition and part of, you know, it's been done since since a very long time, and there are a lot of people are expert in doing it, and it's a tradition, and it's also like a very fine food. It's very expensive. So if you're so it's I don't know where they are at in the debate right now, but all I know is that it's still on the tables. Oysters also are very important in I would say like seafood, but very especially oysters. Apart from that, like meat, cheese, that's it. Yeah. What about you in the US?
Okay, so our typical Thanksgiving and Christmas have a lot of the same foods, I would say.
Turkey.
Like a turkey, a ham,
Yeah, we do
mashed
turkey also in
potatoes.
France sometimes.
Do
Yeah.
you do mashed potatoes?
No, not no.
They're so good though. You're missing out. We do green bean casserole.
Okay.
That's good stuff. Do you know what that is? What green bean casserole is?
Green bean casserole.
It's green beans and cream of mushroom soup, and then you bake it, and then you put French fried onions on top, and it's delicious.
That sounds delicious.
And then what else do we have? Like sweet potatoes or yams,
Okay,
pies. Instead of like a cake, we do pies more like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
okay.
So like pumpkin, apple, pecan, sweet potato pie, chocolate pies,
Good stuff.
all the pies. Trying to think what else do we have? And then just like we have a lot of Christmas cookies, just little like Oreo balls, cake balls.
Oh,
You're like,
Oreo balls. Would you care to explain what an Oreo ball is?
so you guys have Oreos, right? So you take
Yeah.
Oreos and you crush them up, and then you mix them with like cream cheese and frosting, and then you make them into balls
Why?
because it's good.
Okay.
And then some
What is it with the Oreos? Because when I was living in the US, it was also a matter of You had to fry an Oreo at some point?
Those are at all the fairs. You get like a deep fried Oreo on a stick kind of thing.
Okay, so
We
there's
just
something
like
to the
to we
Oreo.
like to take an unhealthy food and make it even more bad
So
for you.
does it mean that in the US people don't like the original Oreo? Like it's
Oh
not
no, we
something that
love those too. We'll eat those
you
all the time.
you have to do something about the Oreo so that it can be eaten?
No, we'll eat it anyway.
Okay, so perfect. I was just worried about
Um,
the Oreo.
and then I'm assuming families get together, gift exchanges, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just in terms of food, this is the food that we eat, and just to go back to the food because it's an
Okay.
important thing, as you know. So food at this is what I was saying is the food at home. But if you're walking in the Christmas markets, because we will talk about the Christmas markets probably later on, because it's also something very important in France. But in the Christmas markets, also there are a lot of shops that sell food, and a lot of these foods, a lot of this food is based on like tartiflette, which is based on we have like it's potatoes, bacon, and a lot of local cheese from the east of France. It's really, really, really nice. Like I would really recommend tartiflette. It's very obviously it's very rich and
That sounds delicious.
yeah, it sounds delicious, but it's like if you wanna go and eat in the Christmas markets, you better not eat like a week before and a week after because it's the amount of calories that you'll get there is really huge. But it's really good. It's called tartiflette. It's from the east of France. It's a traditional food and it's really good. Sausages as well, a lot of sausages that you can buy from these Christmas markets. Roasted chestnuts, we love that in
Oh. We just we just sing about them like
Chestnuts.
chestnuts roasting on an open fire,
But
but I've
you don't
never
go like you're
I've
not like
never
walking
eaten
on the
one.
street. Really? Like in
Mm-mm.
France, it's a you will find roasted chestnuts. How do you call that? Like selling as a seller. People that are selling roast. Oh, sorry for my English. It's been a while since I was living in the US.
No, you're okay.
so, so
Like a vendor
roast
on the street.
vendors, exactly. Roasted chestnut vendors. You will find those like really on pretty much in each street in winter, especially in the crowded streets. So it's really something that is very common in France. And obviously, you would find those vendors as well in the Christmas markets.
Mhm.
And gingerbread also is sold a lot in the Christmas markets in general.
We have gingerbread too. I don't really I'll eat it if it's like the only cookie available, but we use it more for decorating, like the gingerbread houses and stuff like that.
We like to eat it. And last but not least, and most importantly, vin chaud. So this is a drink. Vin it equals wine, and chaud equals hot. So it's hot wine. Maybe it's called differently in the US, but it's
Mulled wine is what we
mulled
call it.
wine. Exactly. So you would find that as well in all the Christmas markets. It's a basic, and you can find like hot red mulled wine or white mulled wine,
Mhm.
depending on what you
And
want.
then the times I've had mulled wine, it would have like cinnamon or like other like, other
Yeah.
flavors kind of
Sometimes
mixed in.
add like a little bit of, those. Exactly.
Yeah. I've had that before
You've had that? Okay. Where? In the US or in Europe?
in the US,
Okay.
but it's not as super common. Like I went to somebody's Christmas party and they had it.
Oh, no.
So,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
this is extremely important in the Christmas markets. It's a huge part of the Christmas market. As you know, wine is important to us.
Do you do eggnog?
Eggnog. So I would have to Google it to see what it looks like, and then I'll be able to answer.
It's like eggs and cream and it's very calorie rich.
Eggnog. So it's a drink?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't think we do have that.
Okay.
It's also in Christmas only, or it's like
Yeah,
you
pretty much
order.
Christmas only. And it's one of those things where it's kind of people love it or hate it. I think it's okay, but it's also really rich. And some people put booze in it. Like it can be
Oh,
without booze or with booze, like whiskey or bourbon. So you even mentioned when we were recording this that you're like, oh, yeah, let's change the time so I can go to a Christmas market and eat cheese or whatever.
yeah, tomorrow. Ex
So is it basically like a farmer's market, but all just holiday stuff? Is that kind of, or like, do you even know what a farmer's market is?
It's like local it's actually a kind of, yeah, kind of a farmer's market, but with the theme of Christmas, with the products that are typical to the Christmas period. A lot of handcraft, also shops that are there that can sell you things that are done, like, manual things that are made in France, not too far from the area and the region. Also local products, manufactured products, also local food, the cheese from the area. Some Christmas markets would sell the ham coming from the area as well. So yeah, it's kind of like farmer market with people that are working within a certain radius of the city where we are, and they offer their local products, the products that they made themselves. Usually in the Christmas markets, we don't have any big companies. Like, big companies are not in the Christmas markets.
Hmm.
They are not there. It's not their place. People, when they go to the Christmas markets, they don't want to buy processed things, or they don't want to buy commercial things. They don't want to, or else they would just go to a mall. So
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the Christmas markets, it's usually people that are, probably sewing themselves the clothes, so they want to sell the clothes they're making and things like that.
We have similar things like arts and crafts fairs that'll be all for Christmas stuff or like so similar but different. Are all your markets outside?
No, no, no. These are only Christmas markets, only during Christmas period. Yeah.
Okay,
And in,
but
in Paris, we have one in La Défense area, which is the business district, and one in the Tuileries. The Tuileries is the garden of the Louvre Museum. Knowing that the Louvre Museum was back in the time the palace of the kings. So it's a huge garden, it's a very beautiful garden in the Tuileries. And in that garden, like in the garden of the Louvre, we have one of the biggest Christmas markets in the country. And there's also a couple of others in Paris. We had one in the Champs Elysees, but I don't know if on the Champs Elysees Avenue, but I don't know if it's still there. I know that the mayor didn't like that one because it was ugly. We want to keep the Champs Elysees a beautiful avenue. But yeah, so no, they are only there during Christmas period.
so we have some similar stuff, but not I wouldn't say it's quite the tradition or like families have to go kind of, you know what I mean? It's not quite
Yeah.
the same, but we definitely have little, I shouldn't say little, but big sort of almost like a convention where booths will be set up and people are selling like wreaths they made or like things like that, but
Well,
similar.
well,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's the important part of it is that it's locally produced, locally made by the people that are selling the product, and it's also the other important point is that it's coming from the region. Usually, that they are selling the specialties of the region in which the city that we are in is located in. We're not gonna, buy something like a cheese coming from another region. If I am in Paris, it's going to be cheese from around here, like the Brie de Meaux, which is a kind of a brie coming from a city bordering the Paris area. So it's always going to be this way. Sometimes you can also have a store selling other regions' specialties, but it would be indicated that this is typical a store with people coming from a different region. They want to share their products with. They want to share their products in this Christmas market that is in another. That could be possible, but at least it's identified, and it's local. It's not cheese that you can find in grocery stores
That makes sense.
from the
Do you,
farm directly to the Christmas market.
do you guys do Christmas stockings and stuff like that? Or is it just presents under the tree?
No, the presents under the tree is important, yes, because yeah, it is a tradition. Like, you mean the gifts, we store them
Yeah.
in yeah, yeah, yeah,
But do
it's
you
nice.
have like you hang the stockings by the chimney and Santa puts stocking stuffers in it?
In the socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know because I grew up mainly in cities. So a chimney in Paris, well, it's
Well,
not
no,
allowed anymore.
I never grew up with a chimney either, but we would just hang the stockings like on the wall. Like
Yeah.
you know what I
Well,
mean? You just
okay, I see. No. It's basically under the tree, I would say. I do have socks, like hanging there, here and there, but I don't put anything inside. I would probably just probably they would put. Okay, how do you say in English? Like, the parents would probably put candies
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and sweets
Yep.
inside those from time to time so that the kids can go and take them, but nothing more than that, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. And then is Christmas for like in America,
Yeah.
Christmas is usually just big, like usually kind of bigger, extravagant gifts, all that kind of stuff. Or do you guys keep it more small or
Well, no, I would say it could be the moment of the year where people can receive the most gifts. So probably not extravagant because in depends on many factors. It's not something that is common to everyone. Depends on the social level of the people
Right,
we're
right,
talking
right.
about.
Yeah.
But no, it is a part of the year where a lot of people actually where the gifts are a big part of the tradition. It's not something that is left besides. It's like really, yeah, it is something that is very common to gift someone, even if it's not part of your family. If you're invited, for example, in your, I don't know, in another family to have Christmas Eve, like your aunt or your uncle, etc. So the tradition would also probably say that you can spare a few gifts also, or buy a few gifts for the hosts. So no, it is very common to go big with the gifts in France as well, during Christmas.
Yeah. And then speaking of, obviously not everybody has all the money and all those sorts of things. Like in America, we have a lot of fundraisers around the Christmas time, or there are trees like at the mall and you can pick a name off and you can buy that kid gifts. And then like, do you do things like that to like donate
Yes,
and things?
we do
Yeah.
that. We do that also in our workplace. Like for example, now during that period, like probably next week, we have a day at our work where there is a Christmas tree with cards on the tree, and you go and you pick a card and you open your card and you have, yeah, a certain person that you have to make a gift to, either people that are in need of gifts or something, or sometimes we also have another event where it's the children of the people that work in the office. They can get gifts from other families that are also working in the office, and then they can exchange gifts like that. We also, within kind of in the same spirit, we have something called the Secret Santa. You have that as well. So Secret Santa is very common. It started to be very common in France recently, like in the last 5 or 6 years, I would say, a little bit more. But I don't think it was like a huge thing back in the days. Traditionally, I would probably think that it's something that came from the US. Secret Santa is something that you have since a long time ago, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and people where you like you draw a name and then the times
Yes,
I've done Secret Santa, you like draw a name and then you're supposed to kind of give little gifts sort of leading up to Christmas and then like or maybe one big one at Christmas and then you're supposed to try to like guess who has you. Is that
exactly.
okay? Okay.
That's exactly it. So it can be done in several situations, either at school or in the workplace. And then at some point, we organize a dinner at the end, or yeah, a Christmas evening, not the Christmas Eve, a Christmas
Yeah,
evening.
yeah.
And then during that evening, that dinner that we will organize, we would give the gift that we bought. Same thing, probably in the workplace, we can do that as well. It can also be a few gifts building up, or it can be one big gift at the end. So same thing as you're saying, and it's something that became very common recently. I would say probably 6 or 7 years ago, it started to be really common. Now, obviously, we have a lot of websites that do the draw automatically, which I don't like because I really like to
I
put the
like to
names
like
in.
yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
but yeah, it's something that we have now. It's
Have you done a white elephant gift exchange before?
what? No, I don't. What is that?
Okay, a
What?
white elephant, there's 2 ways you can do it. White elephant can either be, like, funny gifts or you can actually do, like, good gifts. So everybody brings a gift, and
Okay.
then you all get a number. So if there's, like, 15 gifts, you draw 1 through 15. The person who drew 1 picks a gift, unwraps it, everybody can see it. Person who's number 2 can either steal number 1's gift or pick a new one. And then if you steal number 1's gift, number 1 can pick a new one. And then you go around and do that with all 15 people and then but sometimes it gets like brutal cuz people are like, "No, I want that one." You know what I mean? But it's like all in good fun. But some people do like gag gifts where it's like one year I ended up with just SpaghettiOs, like canned SpaghettiOs. But sometimes you end up with actual money or gift cards or like cool stuff,
Yeah,
but
it depends.
sometimes it's
Actually, it depends on who you end up on who will draw your name. It's like either you're lucky or you're not lucky.
yeah, yeah. But it's just sort of it's a fun twist on the gift giving, you know?
Yeah, I
But
really,
you
I
have to
really
but a white elephant gift, you almost it has to since you don't know who's gonna end up with it, you try to just get something sort of a general gift, like something
generally,
that
yeah, generic,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah,
like
that
that
fits
something
with
that
everyone.
everyone
Yeah,
could use. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But those are kind of
Um,
fun.
y- yeah, we sometimes the funny gifts are not through that concept, but during Secret Santa, a lot of people can also, buy funny gifts for the other. It's not necessarily something that the other can use. It's just a way to. Sometimes it's just a way to have a good laugh.
Yeah, yeah. Like I've also at other white elephants, I've gotten like it was a DVD about bears. Like I don't know, just weird stuff. What do you do?
Well, it's still soft compared to the things I've seen.
Yeah, or what's funny with the white elephants too, if it's a group of people that does it every year, sometimes people bring the thing they got last year and it's just next year's white elephant gift. So it just
Oh,
keeps coming back.
keep savings.
Oh, that's the other thing. Do French people re-gift?
As long as it's not known, as long as nobody can make it traceability, it's like a
Yeah, same. We try to be like, "Oh, I got this candle. I hate the smell of it, so I'll give it to somebody else." Like,
as long as it's still wrapped and nobody knows about it, could work.
yeah,
But yeah, if you have to keep it discreet.
exactly. Okay, and then this is a thing that some Americans do with the wrapping paper or the gift bags. Do you guys keep that to reuse them or do you just throw it all away?
Well, it depends on the wrapping paper. Like if it's a really nice, beautiful bag, okay, I would keep it. But I would not keep the wrapping paper. Especially that I know myself when I open gifts. It's like
But some
I don't.
people I've known, like friends I had growing up, their moms would be like, "Oh, don't
Even
unwrap
like
it
regular,
nicely. We want to keep it." Or like,
even
"Keep that bow."
regular, even regular paper, wrapping paper.
Yeah,
Come on,
sometimes.
there are plenty and are not expensive at all. Like we can buy a wrapping paper for €1 here,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's really
No,
not.
same. It's just some people are cheap like that. Or like sometimes though, I don't blame them when the bows are really cool. Like you can buy some of those big bows
Oh, if
for
it's
things.
really
Yeah,
beautiful, okay. If
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like it's a unique print, okay. Sometimes also the bag is really beautiful.
yeah. The
The bag
bags
I
I
would
keep
probably.
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah, the bag sometimes it's like a very fancy big bag with no, that one it can be kept, like as I kept like a couple. But wrapping paper, no. I don't I don't remember ever keeping wrapping paper.
and then in Europe, you guys get all kinds of time off anyway and travel all the time. But is that something you do a lot around the holidays? Like here, a lot of people will save up their vacation days to do a trip over Christmas. Or do you guys just stay home and see family? Or how does that work?
Well, it depends if your family is in the same city where you live or not. It always comes down to that. In Paris, a lot of people leave Paris because they would go back to their family because yeah, as you know, mainly the elderlies, they don't live in Paris. When you retire, sometimes most probably you would end up getting out of the city and you go back to where you came from originally, or you pick another city, or you travel and you settle in another country, etc. So the family of these people, they would join them where they are living in that moment. So they would get out of the city, get out of Paris, and they go to that and they go and spend the Christmas Eve with their families, but not necessarily travel. Like we don't travel in terms of like the tourist a way of thinking, in the concept of going and spending the Christmas Eve in another country as tourists.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not as common as that, most probably because of what you just said. We have
You guys
plenty
do it all the time, so it doesn't matter.
other opportunities to go and visit other countries than Christmas Eve. So we tend to keep the Christmas Eve here.
Yeah,
We tend to stay with families in the country, but we sometimes move within the country in order to go and meet with
right.
the family where they are. Um, so yeah,
And then
that
is
would
your story of Santa like North Pole elves
same
goes
thing, same thing. Yeah,
all the same
yeah,
stuff?
that is the same.
Do you get
Well,
coal? Well, if you don't do stockings, do naughty kids get coal in their stockings? Because that's what we're
What they
told.
do what they do with the Santa is that they leave shoes by the Christmas tree or the fireplace if they have a fireplace. And inside their shoes, like the kids would leave treats to Santa,
In their
you know,
shoes?
in their shoes. And then in return, because they left candies for Santa, in return they would receive the gifts from Santa.
Okay, so kind of like we just don't do the shoes, we just do the stockings. But
Yeah.
when we do the stockings, they're not just like the socks you wore that day. Like they're fancy ones. You decorate
Yeah,
them
yeah,
just
I
for
know.
Christmas. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we the tradition here is more of like you leave shoes by the Christmas tree or the fireplace, most probably their own shoes, and it's the way actually to teach children that you actually have to treat Santa Claus so that he can treat you back. So it's a giving
Hmm.
in both ways, and if you put treats for Santa Claus, then Santa Claus will be happy and you will receive gifts the next day.
But if you're a naughty kid, do you get coal in your shoe?
Cool.
Coal, yeah.
Okay.
What is the punishment for the naughty kids? Because here, our parents basically use Santa as blackmail to be like, I'm gonna tell Santa if you don't clean your room, you're gonna get coal in your stocking. Like that becomes a thing.
Well, you know what? I've never been a naughty kid, so
Oh gosh, that's funny.
actually, I'm not sure exactly, but there is something. There is a you're gonna laugh. The idea of punishing naughty children is not coming from Santa Claus himself. So we have invented another figure,
Who's that?
and that other figure is called Père Fouettard. So actually, Santa Claus is called Père Noël.
Mhm.
It's like Father Christmas, if you want to
Mhm. Yep,
translate
yep.
Père Noël. So instead of Père Noël, it's Père Fouettard, which is Father Fouettard. And what Fouettard means is whipper.
Those kids are gonna get beat.
So, so you're gonna get your punishment not from Santa Claus because we don't want to, we want the image of Santa Claus to stay positive in the eyes of the children. So the punishment is coming from Père Fouettard, Father Whipper.
I'm actually
So
surprised Americans didn't come up with someone to hit you. Like that's
yeah, yeah. You don't want to deal with Father Whipper because he's a very dark person. He's very like a sinister companion of Santa Claus, and
interesting.
and yeah, you don't want to deal with him because he's not very nice. So you want to avoid Father Whipper.
We
Yeah,
just get coal.
he carries a whip
Like
also, so he's not joking, and a stick, and he spanks misbehaving children.
I'm really surprised that's not an American thing. Like it sounds like something we would have come up with.
Tard. It's so we are probably launching a trend here now with your podcast, So I would say like in 5 years, Tard would be something very important in the US.
There'll be what is it? Father Whipper? He'll be up on the shelf with Elf on the Shelf like
Father Whipper. He's a very old character. He's like he dates from back to the medieval times. Like it's not a new thing. So a lot of people got
I'm gonna
grew up very scared of him.
oh,
Well,
this picture.
you Google him.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this picture and send it to you. When
Yeah,
it's
but obviously, but just to finish on this note,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
now it's in modern days everything became a very in French we call it bienveillant. So the way you have to treat your kids have to be within very specific certain rules. You
Yeah,
don't
you
have
can't
to
hit your
be.
kids anymore.
Yeah, it's like yeah. So which is like a good thing, I'm saying. So the Père Fouettard tradition is not anymore. It became a little bit symbolic. It's not really like something that would happen
Right.
or close to happen, but it's more of a cultural figure, and it's a symbolic. It's now symbolic, but yeah, this is the way it used to be.
Gotcha. When it's around Christmas, like here, pretty much everything's closed. Is that the same in France? Or like, do people go out on Christmas or how does that work?
No, people go out. No, it's not closed at all. Uh, and even the malls are, which is very, very exceptional in France. Usually during days off and Sundays, a lot of stores close. Not in the US, but in France, we have unfortunately a lot of stores closed on Sundays and days off. However, during Christmas, no, they don't. I mean, a lot of the department stores like the Galerie Lafayette, the Printemps. If you've been to Paris, you probably understand what I'm saying. It's like the big department stores in Paris. If you don't know what I'm talking about, season 1, episode 2 of my podcast.
But so there's still quite a bit open on Christmas.
Yeah, they stay open.
Oh, okay.
They
Wow.
stay open, and it's not that it's recently. Like I would say after COVID. Before COVID, it wasn't the case yet. So after COVID, they wanted to like redynamize. I don't know how you say that. Like to the economy. They wanted
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. Like invigorate or stimulate the economy. Yeah.
So they decided to. They allowed the stores to stay open on Sundays, and especially on the Sundays that are before the Christmas.
Yeah. Do the people that work in those places hate that?
Well, I don't know. Think not as much because I think that they are very well paid during those days. I don't want to say very well paid in general. I just want to say very well paid during those days because
Yeah.
probably their salary is multiplied by
Or
1.5
commission or
or 2.
something like that.
So they are kind of interested in, especially if they are already in town and they're not planning anything else. So probably it's extra money, and they would not say no for that extra money because it's like multiplied by 2 sometimes in terms of salary,
Mhm.
or 1.5. But I don't know anyone who works in these stores to know for sure, but I would assume.
Well, I'm trying to think what other questions I had on here. We covered the food, we covered Santa. Do you
Can
wear
we
the ugly sweaters?
ugly sweater?
I remember was it last Christmas? You kept being like, "But why are you wearing it if it's ugly?" And I'm like, "That's the point."
And I'm like, the point is being ugly?
So here's
What?
how it started. It started more with like back in the 90s, like especially elementary school teachers and stuff would wear like vests with snowman on them or Santa thing. Like this is where I go in my head when I think of the ugly sweaters. And then a lot of those types of sweaters ended up in our thrift stores and Goodwill and stuff because people get rid of them. And then this thing started happening where you'd have to go to Goodwill, find one of these old sweaters, and you'd have a party. It's more like nostalgia kind of thing. But
Okay.
then the big store, like it became a bigger thing where they just started making ugly sweaters.
Oh,
Like instead of repurposing an old one from the 80s or 90s, people were just like making them with new, like,
with new material.
yeah, like,
You
or pop culture
you could
references from today and stuff like that. So,
Okay. Okay. Well, why not? No, we don't have that yet. But as a lot of different other things that travel the Atlantic, maybe at some point we will get those.
yeah.
But so far, actually, no. To be honest with you, since you told me about these sweaters, I've seen some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Some people wearing those here, but it's not definitely not something. It's not a big of a something very common. So in the US, you have it as if it's like you would organize an evening with ugly sweaters, or it's during Christmas Eve.
No, you like have an ugly sweater party.
Oh, you would have an ugly sweater party, like a party dedicated to ugly sweater. Okay.
Right.
Wow. So it's
Or
no.
like at work, we're planning a day where everybody wears an ugly sweater.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing.
Well, no, we unfortunately we don't have that. I said unfortunately just to be polite, but
But okay, when it comes to an actual nice holiday gathering or a Christmas concert or something, do you guys dress up or is it just like jeans or, you know?
no, for Christmas, no, we do dress up. I
Mhm.
mean, it's not not to the same level as a wedding, but no, we don't go with jeans. It's not no, we do dress up with a hint of red, or with the hat, like a Christmas hat or something.
Mhm.
But it's yeah, we do dress up. It is a family gathering. It is an event. It is a special occasion. We don't use jeans for that matter during that Christmas Eve.
Here in the Midwest, man, jeans are dressing up for some people.
Really?
You see, well, and this is I'm speaking just to Midwest, not necessarily all of America, but you'll see jeans, sometimes even sweatpants at a wedding, a
Yeah.
funeral, like it just people are like that. I don't know.
Okay. So another tradition also is the midnight mass. I don't know if it's something that it's still done in the US for the ones
Yeah.
who go to mass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. I just don't I'm not a church goer.
Yeah. I haven't been doing it recently, but it's also a tradition for those who go to mass. There is a midnight mass on Christmas Eve, but for me, it's like even when I was used to go, I don't know. I felt it like it would like cut the Christmas Eve in the middle. So because we are basically all most of the time we're still sitting, we're still eating at midnight. You know. It's Christmas Eve in France, the dinner can take a lot of time. Like it can really like hours, 3, 4 hours of eating. Even in general, outside of the Christmas Eve, when you have a French course from the beginning till the end, there are, in terms of quantity, each course doesn't have a lot of quantity, but we have like 7 courses.
Right.
Like yeah. So same thing in Christmas Eve. Everything takes a lot of time, and at midnight, most of the time we're still sitting, we're still like eating. So midnight mass is becoming not as common, but yeah, it is a
Yeah.
tradition as well.
Okay, now that you say your Christmas Eve dinner can go that late,
Yeah.
and if your kids are listening, tell them to shush. So when do presents from Santa show up? Because usually we'd be in bed by midnight so mom and dad could like move all the presents in or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, it depends because sometimes also in France, sometimes there are two cases where the gifts are gifted. Well, you give the gifts during Christmas Eve, and sometimes the gifts are the next day in the morning when the kids wake up. So we have both situations. So it depends on the tradition of the family.
Mhm.
It's not a general rule, but in my case, we tend to receive our gifts on the 24th, like on Christmas Eve, and
Okay.
not in the next day in the morning. And it's a night where we were allowed as kids to stay, to stay late, not to
Mhm.
sleep early. So there were no deadline, a specific deadline. So whenever, usually it's just before dessert. So usually the gifts is after we finish eating the main course and just before the dessert. So this is when usually we take a little pause from eating because we are like full. And then in order to make space for the dessert, we would like make a pause and do the gifts at that time.
At least in my family, I know some families do this different. Presents might be under the tree all throughout December. They'd say for mom and dad, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
then Christmas Eve, Santa would come. We'd wake up
With
Christmas
the bag.
morning. Yeah. Christmas Eve, we'd wake up. There'd be more presents, and they'd say, like, from Santa. So, did you get presents from Santa, or were they primarily from your parents
Okay,
and stuff?
well, Santa would come during Christmas Eve.
Okay.
During Christmas Eve, what would happen at some point is that the door would knock, the ring, and then we would hear behind the door, we would hear the bell of the Santa Claus, like ringing the bell, and this is the event of the Christmas Eve during Christmas Eve. So Santa would come during Christmas Eve, and with the bag full of presents. Some of the presents might be already under the tree. Some other presents might be in the bag of Santa in case
So,
Santa
you
cannot.
actually saw Santa.
So yeah, they
In
see
our
Santa.
family, it was like, you better go to bed so Santa can come. Like, that
Okay,
was,
no,
you know what I mean?
you see Santa. Yeah, kids
Mm.
see Santa.
No,
Okay.
you're supposed to. Well, there was a couple times, like at my grandma's house, we had a Santa sighting, but for the most part, even on Christmas Eve, sometimes I'd be like, I'm gonna go to bed early so that I can wake up early. Like Santa can come earlier if I go to bed.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, so you pretty much never saw Santa, or like
Uh,
rarely?
Not really. I mean, like I said, there were a couple times where it'd be like, oh my gosh, Santa's here, or you take pictures with Santa at the mall or something like that.
Okay,
But
at the mall. Yeah, but not the
like the
one, not the real one that comes and brings you the gifts of
Yeah,
your
but
gift.
we hear the story of Santa comes and brings the gifts, but, like, we're not supposed to see him.
Okay, no, it's
Like,
well,
because there's even like, songs and movies about, like, catching Santa, like, I wanna stay up to see him or whatever, and then, like you said, you leave treats in the shoes.
yeah.
We, in America, would do milk and cookies we would leave for him, and then sometimes you'd leave, like, carrot sticks for the reindeer.
Okay, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I was Santa several times.
Yes, kids,
So
that's right. French Fran Patrick is Santa.
for my niece and my nephew,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I was Santa. So at some point, like I was having dinner, and at some point I disappeared. And this is how they realized when they became bigger, like, where's my uncle?
Patrick and Santa have never been in the same room.
Well, some like in order to sometimes, distract them from the reality. Like the next year, I would stay on the table, and somebody else would do Santa so that we
Right.
can distract. Like, no, I'm not Santa. See, I'm still here, and Santa is in front of you. So we
Yeah.
we would do that. But yeah, it's a tradition to for the children to see Santa and to get the gifts from Santa in Christmas Eve. I'm not saying that some people don't do that, like everyone does it, but it's a very common, for children to interact with Santa during Christmas Eve, and some others also would wake up in the morning and get their gifts. I think that it also depends on on the tradition they want to follow, and on the how old the kids are, so I don't know, but it is really not uncommon at all for children to see Santa.
In France, do you guys go to the mall and sit on Santa's lap and tell him what you want for
Yeah, that
Christmas?
that
You do
exists
that?
as
Okay.
well. Yeah, we do have that.
Do you write letters to Santa with what you
You
want?
can do that, yes. Well, it's even though, the malls, it's a little bit less common, I would say, than in the US, because of the fact that people in France don't go to malls as much. I would say that it's the difference is elsewhere. It's not because of difference in Christmas tradition. It's more of a difference in the fact that French people tend to not to go to malls.
But could there be just a Santa at like the local patisserie? Then you go see Santa at the bakery.
No, you would see Santa in places like from time to time yeah, you would see you would see him in malls, you would see him in I don't know where you can see him other than in malls, in everyday life,
Because there was
in
even,
Christmas
I remember,
markets, in Christmas markets.
that makes sense to be in the Christmas markets. I remember there were a couple times growing up, our local fire department, they would have Santa sometimes where you
Yeah,
would, and then you could get like a tour of the fire station and stuff too. But
maybe, but I mean, it's not the thing that pops into my mind at
right,
first.
right.
It's not that common, So I would say that malls, whenever there is a mall, because malls are not everywhere. In Paris, in order to go to a mall, you need to get out of the city. So not everyone has access to malls. But I would say in Christmas markets,
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, definitely in Christmas markets is number one, and then I would say in the malls.
Okay.
No, not in the boulangerie. You wanted something exotic, but you didn't get it.
Well, maybe you're missing on an opportunity.
Yeah, maybe there's a trend. Maybe there's a business there.
Yeah, you pick up your
To all the
bouche de
Santas in
Noël
Paris,
and yeah, and then see Santa.
go to the patisserie.
Patisserie. Get
In
your
terms of
croissant.
eat your croissant, we in Christmas we don't have croissant stuffed with anything. No, if this would be a question of yours anytime soon, I'm answering. We don't stuff croissants in anything, even during Christmas.
Well, you're missing out.
Just for people to understand what I'm talking about, every week, probably every 2 weeks, I get a message from Natasha with a picture of a croissant being not treated well at all, with the only purpose of telling me that, yeah, it's good.
Well, and it's just become a thing because I know you're such a croissant purist that when I see
I'm
an
French.
yeah, when I see any type of restaurant or somewhere making a croissant into a sandwich or a croissant waffle or a croissant whatever, I just have to send it to you. It's just also rats. When I see rat things, I send it to the because we did that whole episode of with for your podcast.
Yeah,
I don't know, you'd probably know the number and everything, but
7, 8, 9, 10
yeah, there you go.
of season
7,
one.
7, 8, 9, 10, where it's brought up like Paris has a lot of rats. So every time I see something about rats, I have to send it.
Well, yeah, but still come to Paris, guys. Don't be afraid.
We have
We're
rats in
nice.
America too. I mean, New York City, we have
No,
Pizza Rat. They're like doing everything.
the mayor is doing a good job now. I mean, I don't know if Teresa is gonna listen to this podcast. I don't think she's gonna be agreeing with me, because she was a guest on my podcast, and she was like really traumatized by rats in Paris. But I really feel that they made a big effort. They made a big effort before the Olympics,
Yes.
and I guess that we're still benefiting from this effort until
They're
until
gonna
the effect of the Olympics will fade out. But so far, we're still we're still good.
I think we've covered everything Christmas at this point. Now I have to ask, do you guys have Stranger Things in France, like on Netflix,
Yes.
the show?
Yes,
Do you
and
watch it?
it is widely watched. Yes, and I'm
Okay.
waiting for it, and it just came out.
Yeah.
I didn't have time yet to watch it, but yeah, it is.
Because you
It
didn't
is
have
something.
days off for Thanksgiving. I watched it on Thanksgiving.
Natasha, one more word, and I would take a day off on Monday, and I would send you a picture of me watching Netflix.
I just have to rub it in that we have a day off and you don't, because you're like never at work.
That's the only moment where you are off and we're not.
Pretty much. On Talking with Tasha, I love my pop culture. Is there a book, TV show, podcast? I mean, your own podcast, obviously, you can recommend. But is there something you want to tell people about that you're liking right now? Are you a Wicked person? Did you get into Wicked or anything?
I'm not a Wicked person. I have two friends of mine that are huge fans of Wicked, but no. And she was actually in Paris recently. Cynthia and Ariana, they were in Paris a few weeks ago, and everybody was crazy about it. But no, I'm not. Fortunately, I'm not a Wicked fan. I'm not a fan of anything that actually that is in the
Musicals?
how do you say? Let me translate that in English. Imaginary,
Like
like
fantasy? Yeah.
yeah, fantasy or an imaginary world or a fantasy world or fantasy character or things like that. I've never been I've never been a fan of those. Like that includes Harry Potter, and you're probably gonna like, you know.
It's okay. It's okay.
I tried because of everyone, like everybody talks about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't click. I'm not focused
You're
when
too
when
practical.
I'm too practical. I can't be focused when I see that.
Hmm.
So even though I can, I recognize that it must be a hit. It must be something that is artistically very, very well done. But I'm not sensitive to that. Well, if you want pop culture, I can tell you that I watched Lady Gaga
Ooh.
last week.
Yeah, I went to the Monster Ball, right?
You went to
Yeah,
the
in
month.
Chicago. Yep. You
Okay,
had better
so
seats than I did.
oh yeah, you saw. She was like literally here.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I really loved it, even though I'm not very interested in the artistic direction that is like very like the dark one with zombies and skeletons everywhere and dead people. And usually I'm not a fan of this world, but I really recognize that her artistic direction, like her concert, was qualitatively really extremely very well done. Like
Mhm.
everything, like the lights, the costumes, the dancing, the dance, the choreographies, her voice, everything was really extremely very well done qualitatively. Like in
Yeah.
terms of quality, it was really very beautiful, artistically very well done. Even though I am not a big fan of that world, but it's something to be recognized. Really, it's
Mhm.
like I was impressed
I was
compared
too.
to the
I thought
Katy
she was
Perry.
great. Well, Katy Perry is production of a different kind,
I
like
love the concert as well. It was like a very like a huge American show, you know. Uh, she, she never landed, she was always in the air. Like and you know what? In France we have seats called low visibility seats. Sometimes when you go to an arena, I think that in the concerts of Katy Perry, none of the seats were low visibility because she was everywhere. Like she flew to every single part of the stage of the people, like everywhere. She was everywhere.
mhm.
So in comparison with Lady Gaga, she never flew. She was never in the air. So, however, she is. So it's like was two completely different concerts, but the one of Lady Gaga was really beautiful to see.
Here in America, there's a lot of uproar about how expensive concerts are, and I know technically there'll be like money conversion rates and stuff, but like what did you pay for your Lady Gaga ticket?
I paid 140 euros. I was
That
in the front.
Yes. We need to fix something in America because I paid almost $500 for seats that were so far away. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
$500 is like 450 euros. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all because
140.
it's because you guys don't have the resale market that we do. Like people will use bots to buy up all the tickets right away and then they resell them for like double.
We have, but it's regulated.
Yeah. See, America's
We have
messy.
we have resell platforms, but they are not allowed to increase the price of the ticket to until a certain amount. It's like
Yeah.
regulated by the organization, the government organization called the Organization to Protect the Consumer. I don't know how it's really
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Like there is something in the government that is dedicated to consumer protection.
Yeah, I think
And
we're supposed to have something like that, but
yeah,
they don't
yeah,
protect us very
and consumer protection actually deals with a lot of different things like the quality of the products that are on the shelves, etc. Like they would like not allow food products to be too fat or too salty or too sweet because it's not good for health, so they're protecting the consumer. But it also deals with prices.
well.
And if they see that there is a huge difference in prices that is not justified, they would, for protecting the consumer, they would block it and they would like put some regulations or limits, upper limit and lower limit,
Hmm.
so that not everyone can do whatever they want.
You
So we
guys
do have
just
the
got it
research.
all figured out. You have health care, you have days off, you have regulated ticket prices.
Yeah, but it depends because if maybe because of this, maybe a lot of stars would prefer not to do the tour in France. You know,
Well,
uh,
but
I
the
heard that Ariana
artist.
Grande, for example, now is doing a tour and she's not going to Europe.
Oh, really? But I think
Maybe because it's not profitable.
but the resale market, like Lady Gaga didn't see that $500 because the ticket I bought was only supposed to be like 100. My money went
Oh,
to the reseller.
and who's the reseller?
I don't know, some Joe Schmo.
So it's not even Lady Gaga who's getting the money.
I don't think so because
Okay,
like
well then,
Ticketmaster needs to fix it.
oh, it's Ticketmaster. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Ticketmaster will not fix it because Ticketmaster is benefiting from it. It's your
Yes,
government.
probably.
It's your government who should fix it.
Yeah. Well,
So,
have you seen our government?
do you really want to talk about it?
No, I don't. I want to pretend. I want to just be in denial. Okay.
I'm telling you what French people are saying.
Oh, yes, I'd love to know.
Really?
I do. Yeah. Okay. Real
Well,
quick.
no, it's ridiculous. I mean, when we listen to when we listen to the words that are used by certain people,
I agree. I agree. It is ridiculous.
even the words, like just the words, it's like, I mean, independently from your political point of view, whether you're right or left, or because in France we say right or left, we don't say Democratic or
Yeah, yeah.
Republican, so
We
it's
say
like
right,
right wing
left
or
too.
left wing.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. So whether you're right or left, I think on this, everybody agrees in France that there is a level of words being used that is really not an adult level.
You're not
Like,
wrong. Can I
independently
just
from
say
my political view,
if
you know?
Patrick's European friends are listening to this, I just want you to know not all Americans are like that. We also, a lot of us think it's ridiculous.
Like how like in terms of credibility, I don't know if it's a word in French, in English.
Yeah, credibility.
Yeah, it's like it's difficult to assign or to give credibility to a certain person who talks like that to people, like this to people, and not any people. The people could be presidents, like like
Well, and it used to be, I might cut all this out, but it used to
yeah,
be that like just the other day someone was even like we were joking around and I was like, "Oh, you should run for office" cuz they said something I don't remember. And they were like, "There's way too much in my past, like I'd never get elected." And I was like, "Look at who is elected right now. Like it
exactly.
does not matter anymore."
You're good.
Yeah.
Whatever you do,
You're probably fine.
you're even probably most probably better.
But anyway, okay, we're getting off on a tangent. But
Yeah.
anything else you want to say about Christmas?
Anything else about
I
Christmas?
thought of
Well,
another thing.
yeah.
Here in America as well, because we love trying to be politically correct, but then also not being politically correct. Because in America, obviously, Christmas is a Christian holiday, the birth of Jesus, but then we also have Santa, kind of secular stuff. But then there's also a lot of fighting about say happy holidays to be nice to Jewish people and Kwanzaa and everything as well, with
Mm,
Hanukkah. But then
mm,
some people are like, no, it's Christmas. I'm saying Merry Christmas no matter what. And then we're like, but
mm.
can't you just say happy holidays for everybody? Or
Yeah.
things just get politicized. Is that something that
Yes,
happens in France?
we had that. We had that, but we had that as well. And Merry Christmas is Joyeux Noël, and Happy Holidays would be Bonne Fête. And in the streets, you would most probably see the word Bonne Fête. But I would like I would also see Joyeux Noël. It's not that it has been completely
Right,
banned.
right, right.
It's still there. It's not something that is extremely controversial. in France. The debate exists. People do talk about it from time to time, but it's not a big of a thing. Like
Okay.
people, like you can see a Joyeux Noël and just not
And be fine. Yeah.
be offended.
Well, and for the most part, it's fine here too. But then every once in a while, like I remember a few years ago, Starbucks, their holiday cup. I don't even remember what the big deal was, but people got all mad because the holiday cup wasn't Christmassy enough. They thought, I don't know. Like people just
Yeah.
get upset about the dumbest stuff.
Well, and if they did it indifferently, the other group of people would get upset. So
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
everyone, yeah, I mean, at some point, either this group will get upset or this group will get upset. You would never be able to please both groups at
Right.
the same time. I don't know. Like, there's also another debate, and this was not in France. It was in Lebanon when I was living in Lebanon. The debate was whether you will have to write the word Christmas with a CHRIST, miss, or Xmas.
Oh, that's a thing here
Did you
too.
get this
Yeah,
debate
yeah,
debate
yeah,
as well?
yeah.
Okay, so that also a debate because sometimes they would like just for abbreviation they would
Mm-hmm.
put the
You're
letter
taking
X.
Christ out of Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
This debate doesn't exist in France because here, even if they put the X on Merry Christmas in France, since it's an English word, they would not, they wouldn't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
But if it was in French, there are no, the Christ is not part of the Noël,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the word Joyeux Noël, so the debate does not exist in French.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's every once in a while we get this also debate and controversy on whether the how do you call that, the crèche, which is the nativity
Oh,
scene,
nativity scene. Yeah.
nativity scene, whether it has its place in public areas. So
That's a
that
thing
also
here too. Yep.
that's also is uh, uh, comment on dit? No, it's laïque. In French, we say laïque, and it's secular country.
Oh, yep, yep, yep.
France is a secular country. In public areas, nativity scene is not. You cannot find it. It's not common
Right.
at all.
Well, and in America,
Obviously,
that's always a big debate, even with our public schools and stuff. It's like, do we say a prayer at school? Is that allowed? Is it not allowed? Because it's a
mm.
public school, not everybody there's the same religion. Da 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 da.
Well, no, yeah, in France, it's definitely the case. It's not allowed.
You're right.
I mean,
It's not allowed here either, but people fight it all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what is even not allowed in France, since because it's a secular country, it's that you don't have to show any symbol of any religion. Like even if you're wearing, for example,
Like a cross
cross,
necklace. Yeah.
yeah, that wouldn't be allowed. But if also you're wearing a headscarf, like a lot of Muslims wear headscarves,
Mm-hmm.
women, this would not be allowed. And this is true for all public places. And when this law got voted in France, the headlines were the government is forbidding headscarves in public spaces because it's the symbol that can be seen the most.
Yeah.
When you wear a cross, sometimes it's under your shirt, or it's a bracelet that you can see because you're wearing long sleeves. So it's a more discreet symbol. But a headscarf, you would see it. So when the law passed, the headlines were the government is.
I feel like I have a little bit of a problem with that though, because I still think we need to be respectful of everybody's religion. And if that's what your religion, if you believe in that, you should be able to wear that wherever you want. Like
Yeah.
that's how,
Obviously, I mean, there are a lot of people are with what you're saying, and the other opinion says that yeah, but it's a symbol of a religion, and religion doesn't have anything to do with this space, with this public space. So it's I think that both opinions make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an opinion myself on the
Yeah.
topic because I think that both opinion make sense.
Yeah.
Religion doesn't have any thing to do in public spaces because for me religion is a private thing and it's only a matter of you can do whatever you want in your own home. But also, as you said, if I want to wear my headscarf or I want to wear my cross, I would be able to be free. I want to be able to be free to do it
Yeah.
wherever I am. So I don't have an opinion on it because I feel like both have
Yeah. I
both
feel like
opinions.
that's why, here we're supposed to have like freedom of religion, freedom of speech, all that stuff. So I guess that is the American in me that's like, But if you want to wear a cross or a headscarf, I don't care. I don't have to agree with it, but you can wear it, like, I don't know.
In France, this you might probably want to cut this as that's what we say in the US now that okay, you have freedom of speech, but we don't know at all what will happen after your speech in terms of your freedom. You can talk.
Well, and it's always been you can say whatever you want, but there still will be consequences,
Exactly.
or like there should be consequences for certain things. But
So
anyway,
going back to our topic, so yeah, it is
so there's
so do
no
you have
baby Jesus at the mall, but there can be Santa at the mall.
yeah, oh yeah, exactly. You can
Kind
have
of,
Santa at the mall for sure.
kind of the same thing here, I guess.
Talking about nativity scenes, it's also we have an area, a region in France called Provence, and in that area, they are extremely well known for producing locally the santons. Does it make sense what I'm saying? The santons, which are the small figurines
Okay.
representing the villagers or the sheep or the cow or Saint Joseph, etc. That the Holy Family that you put in the nativity scene. So these santons, there is an area in France called Provence. They are worldwide known for producing these santons from local material from there,
Wow.
and they are really very qualitative, really very nice. Obviously not in plastic, and they would last for a long time. And even aesthetically, they have a lot of a lot of designs, very nice designs for these small figurines that you can buy either in Provence, in the area, in the region, if you go to Provence, or sometimes you can buy them in the different Christmas markets that we have in the country.
That's cool. Now
The
I'm gonna like
Santons.
when I see a nativity scene at someone's house or something, I'll have to be like, "Where are these from? Are they from?"
Yeah, it's Provence, the Provence area, but usually they are extremely expensive. Like for a small figurine, like yeah, like that, you would pay around 30 euros
Oh, okay.
because I mean it's okay, it's not but it's doable to buy some. Like you can buy a few every year, not
Mm-hmm.
the whole village, at
Yeah, you
once.
like add to it every year.
You would add to it every year, and you would get like very qualitative small figurines that are really beautiful and unique because they are handmade and made in France and from local material from the Provence region.
I feel
I'm
like
sure you
most people here that I know with figurines probably just got them from Target or they were made in China or something. So
probably.
we can wrap
Uh,
this up, I suppose. Anything else you want to say about Christmas?
no, no, just be careful of the father whipper, not to come to just a advice.
Did you see the
Be
picture I
nice.
sent you? I
Where?
DM'd you a picture of when I Googled Father Whipper. This was the first picture that came up.
On Instagram? Let me
Yeah.
check. Why am I feeling that I'm gonna get a really good laugh? Oh God. Maybe. Yes.
He's just
Yes.
like over his knee, like,
That should have been I think that it was extremely traumatizing for kids, you know?
there's a lot of old stories like that that are pretty traumatizing. Yep, there it is.
So now it's just a symbol. Just don't worry.
It's
You
just
can, you can
blackmail
bring
for
your kids to
children.
friends. We're not gonna spank your kids. I forgot to say that also during Christmas Eve, what we drink also apart from wine is champagne.
I love champagne. Although here, yeah, it's usually more sparkling wine or prosecco.
Because Italian, it's its place
Are
in
they prosecco and champagne? They're pretty similar, right? Like, what's really the difference?
actually it's champagne is made in Champagne.
Yeah.
And for more information, in 1 week, episode 3 of season 2 is talking about champagne.
Yes, I'm aware
Because
that to be true champagne, it needs to be from
I
Champagne,
recorded
France.
it in advance, and actually, it has to be made in Champagne. And when it comes to the production, it's not CO2 is not injected in the white wine. Actually, in process, CO2 would like be created with the recipe of the preparation. So it's not injected CO2, carbonic acid, I think it's called, like it's done in sparkling wine or prosecco. So for champagne, it's done naturally, though. So the gas would form naturally with the recipe, with the production
Gotcha.
process, and also everything in the process in champagne is done manually. So the whole process is manual, including the harvesting. So in order for the drink to be called champagne, it has to go through all of these constraints and much more. Obviously, I don't have all the constraints in mind. Yeah, it's the process is different. There are no artificially injected CO2, and everything is done manually in the production process and all the way back to the harvesting part.
Gotcha. I know we talked about it before, the Kir Royale. Is that a holiday drink or not really?
It's a holiday drink, but it's not necessarily linked to Christmas. You can get a Kir Royale anytime along the year. Um, so it's not necessarily linked to the Christmas period, but it's definitely well, it has
It's
a
a
champagne,
special occasion kind of drink.
a special occasion or what we call apéro. It's festive. Definitely, it's festive, but not necessarily during Christmas. It can be just during a celebration or I don't know, like a birthday or something like a special event, but not necessarily Christmas. It is festive because it's luxurious because it has champagne. Sometimes you have a low cost version with sparkling wine. Obviously, if it's this case, they have to mention that it's not a real Kir Royale because a real Kir Royale has champagne and it's originated from Burgundy. So Burgundy is a region, it's an area in France, and it's where also a lot of wine is produced in Burgundy. That's it.
That's it. All right.
Sometimes you mix that champagne with either raspberry or with blackberries or with another syrup, and it would make the crème de cassis or to make the Kir Royale with a sweet flavor.
Merry
Yes,
Christmas. Happy
very good.
holidays.
Wrap up with champagne. What
Yeah.
a way to wrap up a
A little
podcast.
toast. I hope you enjoyed this special Christmas Eve episode of Talking with Tasha. Thank you so much for listening. And I want to thank French fan Patrick for being a guest once again, a very lovely guest. And thank you so much for listening to Talking with Tasha. It's been another great year. Thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for checking out talkingwithtasha.com. Everything's linked there. You can listen to episodes there. You can check out my social media. You can email the podcast, talkingwithtashapod@gmail.com. You can get a cameo from me, a Fiverr. All of it's linked at talkingwithtasha.com. And you can listen to this podcast at talkingwithtasha.com or on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and Pandora. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, share, like, comment. I think I did all the things. Yeah, just thank you so much for listening. And here's to another year. And I think there's only one thing left to say. Be safe, make good choices, wash your hands, try to be a good person, stay hydrated. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, season's greetings. And peace out, Brussels sprout. Bye.